What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening to all of you. We once again stumble upon another week in the NFL, week number 3. Let's run through the whole thing. We got Tennessee and Jacksonville tonight. It's going to be a Thursday night game. I would pick Jacksonville, but that team is in disarray. I predict the Titans will win, and then Jalen Ramsey is likely going to choke out the head coach, Doug Marrone, and then he's going to be traded in about a few weeks. Let's see. Let's go ahead to Sunday. Cincinnati and Buffalo. Oh, boy. Cincinnati's garbage, and the Buffalo Bills are not too hot, but they do win, and I think that's going to continue. I don't have too much faith in the Bengals. I'm going to go Buffalo Bills on that one. Miami and Dallas. We're looking at a team in Miami that's rebuilding versus a team in Dallas that's already built to win. Dallas is going to skull drag them. Even with Josh Rosen the starter and Ryan Fitzpatrick benched for the Dolphins, it will not matter. The Dolphins are essentially tanking for a new quarterback next year. Josh Rosen, you, sir, are fucked. Green Bay and Denver. I'm just going to be honest with you. Joe Flacco is terrible. He's flat. That team is flat on both sides of the ball. And they had a chance to win last week, but they literally gifted the win to the Bears. The Broncos, the only team to score a 2-point conversion in the fourth quarter and still lose. That is a sign that you are going to be trash for many years to come. John Elway still can't get it right when it comes to quarterbacks. Green Bay is going to win, hands down. Atlanta and Indianapolis. Atlanta is likely going to regain... let's say they're going to regain some embarrassment from earlier in the season, but I think they're going to take out the Colts here because the Colts have no Andrew Luck and they have no one else that poses a threat. So Atlanta should be able to win because they're not garbage. And in the game of the week, Baltimore and Kansas City. Baltimore, quite frankly, has a new offense. No longer are they just relying on defense. They now have an actual respectable offense. Kansas City, of course, best offense in the league, probably bar none. This is going to be incredibly close. You could flip a coin and pick a winner here. I'm going to pick Baltimore for the upset to get revenge against Kansas City, but Kansas City's so good that if you pick them, I mean, you're not wrong, and you probably have a better chance of winning if you pick them. I'm going to go the other way, though, just hoping for an upset. Oakland and Minnesota. I am going to go Minnesota because Oakland is terrible. Even with the win last week, they still don't have a team that's going to go far. They can win some games, but I don't think they're going to go far this year. If they do, they're going to shock a lot of people. But I think Minnesota should bounce back this week after giving that game away against the Packers. Then, of course, we have the Jets and the Patriots. The Patriots are going to skull drag the Jets because the Jets have Luke Falk as a starting quarterback. The Jets have lost 2 QBs already, and I have a feeling they're probably going to lose a third because that New England defense is going to beat up on the poor rookie. So pick New England in this one, hands down. Detroit and Philly. I'm going to go Philly. Can't trust Detroit. Detroit's still building up as a winning team. Philly, they suck right now in terms of the quarterback room, but I would trust them over Detroit. Detroit could potentially win here. This could be a trap game for Philly, considering Philly's banged up into this game. You know, normally I would go against picking Detroit because you can't trust a team like that. But here, not a bad idea. Maybe go for the upset here. Go for Detroit over Philly. Not a bad play. Carolina, Arizona. Arizona rebuilding. Carolina banged up. I'm going to say go Arizona in the upset here because Cam Newton has an injured foot and he can't do anything. He can't run. He can't throw a pass. The man's been beat up way too many times and it's now starting to take a toll on him. I think Arizona can go in here and shock the world maybe. But then again, they're so trash, I wouldn't want to rely on them either. Maybe in this game you do, but in the future don't do it. The Giants and the Buccaneers. I'm going to go Buccaneers here because the Giants have a rookie quarterback in Daniel Jones starting this weekend. Eli Manning is officially benched. The news came out earlier this week, and it seems like New York is just saying, you know what? We already fell in love with the rookie. We made it obvious during the preseason. Fuck it. Let's throw him in there now, week 3, and see if we can do something. We saw 2 weeks of Eli, and it was garbage, which, quite frankly, it was. So go Tampa Bay here. Expect the rookie to get his feet wet. And, New York media will make excuses for him until about week 8, week 9, when he essentially is like 1-8 as a starter. When he basically wins only one game as a starter. Houston and Los Angeles. I am going to go... I'm going to go Houston on this one. LA is a team that loves to choke. Usually in their own house is when they choke. Then they actually are going to be in Los Angeles. So usually choking at home is nothing new to them, and I think that's going to happen here too. Pittsburgh, San Fran, go San Francisco. Pittsburgh is going with a different quarterback this week. They even signed Paxton Lynch, a former Broncos washout and current bum. They signed him to the practice squad in hopes of bringing him up soon. So that tells you how bad Pittsburgh's backup QB situation is, especially with Mason Rudolph now at the helm. This should be a win for Jimmy G and that San Francisco offense. I think the defense and Richard Sherman's going to have a field day with that rookie quarterback. So go San Francisco. New Orleans and Seattle. Oh, boy. I'm going to say Seattle. Drew Brees is still out for New Orleans, going to be out for a little while, about 3 to 4 months is the current news. So I think Seattle's they're going to get a good win at home. They are at home for this game, so usually when it's Seattle at home, that's a safe bet. And then, of course, a Sunday night football game, the Los Angeles Rams and the Cleveland Browns. Oh boy, this is going to be ugly for Cleveland. I'm picking LA. This is the game where Cleveland's really going to get exposed, and you're going to see a lot of turmoil. A whole lot of turmoil. That team, the Cleveland Browns team, probably won't melt down until about week 9, week 10, but you're going to see the seeds of that start to be planted here. And then Monday Night Football. This is going to be ugly in D.C. Chicago is coming to town to play the Deadskins. The Deadskins are going to be skinned alive, skull-dragged, curb-stomped in both end zones. And I'm pretty sure the teams are going to take a dump in those end zones as well, because Chicago's just going to have a field day with Washington. Washington is done as a team. That franchise has been a joke for years. And even the stadium sucks. They need a new stadium. They're actually in talks to get one, but yeah, FedEx Field is a pile of shit. Anyways, that is going to be your Week 3 preview. I will see you after Week 3. And until then, folks, happy football watching, and I will see you soon.